Just as rain seeps through a poorly thatched roof, passion penetrates an undeveloped mind. Just as rain does not seep through a well-thatched roof, passion never penetrates a well-developed mind.
Lust penetrates the untrained mind. The disciplined mind keeps it away. The Story of Monk Nanda. When the Buddha stayed at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, the Buddha spoke these verses concerning monk Nanda, a Buddha's cousin. Venerable Kaludai, knowing that it was the right time for the Buddha to visit his father, organized the Buddha's journey with his entourage consisting of many arahats to Kapilapura. Upon arrival in the company of his relatives, the Buddha related the Vasantara Jataka. By his teachings on a man should exert himself and should not live the life of a heedlessness. He established his father's realization in the fruit of conversion. Following that, with the teaching on a man should live righteously, he established Mahapajapati in the fruit of conversion and his father in the fruit of the second path. On the following day, during Prince Nanda's marriage and housewarming celebrations, the Buddha entered the house for alms, placed his bowl in Prince Nanda's hands, and wished him good luck. He then departed without taking the bowl from his hands of the prince. Out of reverence for the Buddha, Prince Nanda did not dare ask the Buddha to take his bowl back. He thought that the Buddha would take his bowl at the top of the stairs, but even when the Buddha reached the top of the stairs, he did not take his bowl. He then presumed that the Buddha would take his bowl at the foot of the stairs, but the Buddha continued without his bowl. Then the prince thought that the Buddha would take his bowl in the palace court, but the Buddha did not take his bowl even there. Prince Nanda wanted to return to his bride but followed the Buddha reluctantly. Due to his excessive respect for the Buddha, he did not dare tell the Buddha to take his bowl but continued to follow the Buddha, thinking to himself, "He'll take his bowl here, he'll take his bowl there, he'll take his bowl there." At that moment, word reached Prince Nanda's beautiful bride, Dhammapada Kalyani, that the Buddha had taken Prince Nanda away with him. Immediately, Dhammapada Kalyani, with tears streaming down her face and hair half-combed, ran after Prince Nanda as fast as she could and asked him to return to her immediately. Her words caused a shiver in Nanda's heart, but the Buddha, without so much as taking his bowl, led Nanda to the monastery and said to him, "Nanda, would you like to become a monk?" Prince Nanda's respect for the Buddha was so great that he refrained from saying no and said yes instead. The Buddha then proceeded to tell, "Well then, make a monk of Nanda." As a result, on the third day after the Buddha arrived at Kapilapura, Nanda became a monk. Soon after, Venerable Nanda became dissatisfied and expressed to the other monks his wish to return to being a layman and abandon the high precepts and living a religious life. Upon hearing the news, the Buddha sent for Venerable Nanda and said to him, "Nanda, is it true that you spoke of abandoning the religious life and returning to the life of a layman, to a large company of monks?" When Nanda responded by saying yes, the Buddha asked him why so. "Venerable, when I left my house, my noble wife Dhammapada Kalyani, with her hair half-combed, took leave of me, saying, 'Noble sir, please return immediately. Venerable, I am dissatisfied with the religious life I am now living, because I keep remembering her. I cannot endure living the religious life any longer. I intend to abandon the higher precepts and return to the lower life, the life of a layman. Then the Buddha took Venerable Nanda by the arm and by his power took him to the world of the 33. On the way, in a particular burnt field, the Buddha showed Venerable Nanda a greedy monkey seated on a burnt stump which had lost her ears, nose, and tail in a fire. When they reached the world of the 33, he pointed out 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs who were waiting upon Saka, the king of the gods. After the Buddha had shown these two sights to Venerable Nanda, he asked him, "Nanda, which do you regard as being the more beautiful and fairer to look upon? Your noble wife, Dhammapada Kalyani, or these 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs?" Nanda replied, "Venerable, the greedy monkey which had lost her ears, nose, and tail is inferior to Dhammapada Kalyani, and much more inferior is my noble wife, Dhammapada Kalyani, to these 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs." The Buddha then replied to this by saying, "Cheer up, Nanda, I guarantee that you will win these 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs." Venerable Nanda then responded to this by saying that if the Buddha guarantees that he shall win these 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs, in that case he shall take the greatest pleasure in living the holy life of a religious man. Although his fellow monks despised Venerable Nanda for striving to seek celestial nymphs, he lived in solitude, withdrawn from the world in a heedful, passionate, committed manner. As a result, he achieved the supreme goal of the religious life quickly, realizing the fruitfulness of worldly life. Then he did not want to live the life of a layman anymore. Thus, he was able to achieve recognition among the arahats. Then, one night, Venerable Nanda approached the Buddha and said, "Venerable, I released the Buddha from the promise he made, guaranteeing that I should win 500 pink-footed celestial nymphs." The Buddha replied to this by saying, "Nanda, I grasped your mind with my own." The monk started saying, "Earlier he used to say, 'I'm dissatisfied.' But now he says, 'I am in no manner inclined to the life of a layman.'" Hence, they went and reported the matter to the Buddha. This teaching of Buddha Shakyamuni highlights that our desire, consequently leading to disappointments and pain, are endless. The desires of anyone are not fulfilled entirely to their satisfaction. Therefore, having a sense of contentment and learning to tame one's mind is the key for oneself to let go of the endless chasing after one's desires. This understanding is the only way for one's mind to be not disturbed.